And then the last thing I want to say is, as we do this work, and this is something my students have heard me say over and over again, and it's really hard, but we need to be fierce yet generous. What I mean by that is when we're living and breathing and working and struggling and existing in a world full of contention and conflict, which is often violent and always dehumanizing, we need to figure out as best we can if there's any common ground there on that contentious terrain. And while we're doing that, once we've figured out our values and we've learned how to tell our stories and we know what our non-negotiables are and we've practiced and we've found our herd and we've done all the things that I talked about today, we can enter the world, enter the public, enter politics more fierce than ever because we know who we are. We know where we come from. We know where we want to go, and we know who can help us get there. That's when we enter the world. Fierce, ferocious, tenacious, audacious, as we can possibly be. But while we do that work, let's not forget to be generous, because even the person with whom we have not found yet any common ground is still a human being, is still a person on this planet, still has stories that need to be heard and need to hear ours. And so when I talk to my students about communication, I talk about it as a rights and responsibility project. We have the right to take up space. We have the right to speak. We have the right to be heard, and we have the right to walk away. And we also have the responsibility to do no harm. And we also have the responsibility to listen. Because in that part of the project, the responsibilities as well as the rights, is where we start to hear and where we start to understand, we start maybe to empathize, and maybe, just maybe, start down the road to love and justice. This is our moment to be bigger and bolder and braver than we have ever been before. May we rise to this opportunity. May we resist with everything we have in us. Because if we do, and we must do, the better angels of our nature and our nation and our world will win. Thank you.